If you are looking for leadership, start with a mirror. Looking for leadership, start with a mirror. You've heard me say this before. Well, how do we actually apply it to building better leadership of self? This is going to be the focus of Learn, Think, Act this week. And again, we do this every week. I'm Mike Simmons. I'm the founder of Catalyst Acts. The intention behind Learn, Think, Act is to help you learn something new, think a bit differently about it, reflect on it, connect dots between what you already know and this new thing that you've learned, and then ultimately take action. Because when you take action, the learning will stick, you will accelerate speed to impact, and you'll start moving toward the objectives that you want. So let's learn, think, act today in the context of leadership of self. Well, there are three selves from my perspective. Number one, it's self-awareness. What do we know about our specific self? What questions can we answer? And this is where that mirror can be so powerful. We look in the mirror and we reflect on basic questions like, who am I? What do I want? Who do I want to serve? Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? What do I not want to do? What am I scared of? What am I afraid of? What do I want to learn? Who am I? Is a really big one here in this self-awareness piece. Once we've got the self-awareness piece, we'll work through those basic questions, then we can move into things like self-confidence. Self-confidence. Where does confidence come from? I believe confidence is the combination of confidence equals trust times awareness. Trust, aware. So we're aware of what it is that we need to do, and we trust that we have the capability to do it. Self-confidence comes from the combination of trust times awareness. Trust in our capabilities, the awareness of what actually needs to happen. Once we have this knowledge and we have the trust and the ability to do it, and we build confidence, then we can start to build this last piece, which is self-worth. How do we value self? Do we need others to be there to help us understand how we value self? I would challenge you, if you're looking for someone else to help build up your own self-worth, you're looking in the wrong place. They're too focused on themselves. Now, there are going to be people around you who might help build you up, but this is about, when I look in the mirror, what do I see? What am I worth? What do I value? What am I really good at? What do I want to do? What do people come to me for? Self-worth. How do I think of self without needing others to continue to reinforce that over a period of time? If I've got the combination of awareness, confidence, and worth, then I've got this shield that will help me do anything that's in front of me. I have this confidence I can go out and get the things done that I need to get done. Let's build that out. What are the skills that we need? So we have self here in the middle, this shield that we create, right? Now let's build out some skills. Problem solving. How do we solve problems? What's our process? What are our tools? What do we use to apply to get better at solving problems? What do we do when a problem comes up? How do we think? How do we create space to go and achieve the results that we want? The next one is decision making. When it comes to making a decision, how do we actually do it? What's our process? Where do we build that out? How have we built our skills over time? What tools do we use to keep ourselves focused? How do we prioritize things? If you want to go deep into either of these topics and the next couple of ones that we're going to talk about, you can look at the previous Learn, Think, Acts that led up to this part of the series. We break these skills down into 5 specific leadership skills. The next one is execution. How do we get things done? What's our process here? What's our specific game plan? Problem solving, decision making, goal setting, and execution. How do we actually achieve results? How do we go from point A to point Z by breaking things down into smaller pieces and achieving B, moving from 0 to 1? So we go from problem solving to decision making to goal setting and execution to design. Design is one of those things. How do we create process and systems to help us achieve the specific results we want? How have we designed our household to support the things that we're working on? How do we set up the systems, design the systems so that we can achieve the results we're looking for? These all come together as the 5 core leadership skills. Once we've built out the self, then we can start to build out skills. And the last skill is communication. How do we communicate with ourselves, and how do we communicate with others? Communication. As Jody Mabry has said, one of the biggest problems with communication is believing that it happens. Know who's in the room. What are their objectives? What are your objectives? What are your desired next steps? How are you communicating that to self? How are you communicating that to self? Those 5 core skills: problem solving, decision making, goal setting and execution, design, and communication. None of those need to happen in a specific order. All of those, when you pull them together, can create an opportunity for you to both think critically and think creatively. These things start to drive thinking. Thinking, as you've heard me say at the end of the podcast, sales is a thinking process, business is a thinking process, life is a thinking process. How are you thinking different about your process? When we build these skills based on this high sense of self, we start to think creatively and think critically. Think creatively and think critically. When we think creatively and think critically, we can build new things and make those things happen. So this is what I mean when we start talking about leadership of self. You know that my mindset, my attitude, belief, clarity, definition around leadership is leaders build leaders. Leadership starts with self, and leadership is how we move forward. If you have a strong sense of self, you can build the skills. When you build the skills, you can leverage the tools, and you can think different, do different, and ultimately be different and make outsized impact on the world. Mindset, self-awareness, confidence, self-worth starts with self. Skill set, problem solving, decision making, goal setting and execution, design and communication. Tool set, the Catalyst tools that I've shared with you in these whiteboard sessions. Ultimately get yourself to the point where you can think different, do different, and be different. If you want to think different, do different, be different, take a look at self first, build out those skill sets, start leveraging some of the Catalyst tools. And if you want to go through a series that we're running starting this week, Take Summer Personally, we can start applying these things to the second half of 2025 and get ourselves in a position where we can make 2026 the best year ever. So if you're looking for help in this area, please check out the Take Summer Personally series. This is not a typical webinar. It's practical discussions, practical tools that you can apply to your work, apply to your business, apply to your family, apply to self as you build for the end of 2025. If you know somebody who would find this valuable, please share it with them. If you have a question around this, please let me know. If you are looking for someone to help you, guide you through getting better at these things and building that leadership of self, you know a guy, there's the one-on-one coaching that we offer. You can find that at findmycatalyst.com. Thank you. Learn, think, act, mindset, skill set, tool set. Think different, do different, be different. And if you're looking for leadership, start with that mirror. Thank you.